It's been a dream of mine to dive with the great white sharks in Guadalupe Island. But I know the first time I'm going to be very nervous.
There he is. Yeah! Come in. Yeah!
Mañana más tiburones. Ciao.
If by chance one of you guys gets hit by a shark out there, my hands are going to be full because basically my job is going to be putting in IVs, doing advanced life support stuff. So it's probably pretty important for you guys to know how to do some basic stuff to help me out so I can do the paramedic stuff. My name is Mike Hudson. I'm an EMT paramedic with 12 years of experience on the streets. I'm here on this boat for this expedition to provide medical support for Andre and all the divers who are in the water with the great whites. First thing that we're going to do is direct pressure. I'm going to direct one of you guys, whoever's on deck with me, to go to this pocket in this bag and grab out any one of these multi-trauma dressings right here. And we're going to immediately start putting direct pressure on the wound. My big worry would be exsanguination, blood loss. And following the blood loss would be shock. And soon after shock would be end organ failure, system failure, and then finally death. The next thing you're going to do, I'm going to take a volunteer. Come on over here for a second. Sean, you're going to take your hand, palm of your hand, and you're actually going to place that in the femoral artery. What that's going to do is that's going to tamponade the bleeding down below here and slow that down. So with the direct pressure and the pressure point, most likely, even with an amputation, we're going to be able to control that bleeding immediately. Of course, we talked about the shock. My 12 years experience on the streets included working some of the gnarliest neighborhoods in San Diego. Back in the day of the late 80s, early 90s. Sometimes on a weekend night, we get 2, 3 shootings, stabbings a night. So I'm used to dealing with trauma. 46-year-old male, unconscious, unresponsive, was just in a bar fight, struck in the head 4 times with a baseball bat. With these sharks, you can probably expect anything from a superficial laceration all the way to a complete amputation of a limb. I have complete confidence that if somebody does get an amputated limb, we're going to be able to control bleeding very quickly, as long as we can get them out of the water quickly. I've seen these sharks do some things totally unpredictable when you're watching them from above the boat, seeing them switch around or switch back and just rocket off or rocket towards something. I think Andre is going to be able to handle himself, but I'm also going to keep that in the back of my head. I'm going to expect the worst and hope for the best.
It's day 3, and 2 14-foot males have arrived, looking like they mean business. Still a little unnerved by the sharks they encountered on day 1, the team calls on a diver with absolutely no fear of sharks. His only fear? Termites.
Wake up. Time to go diving.
Okay, let's go.
Here we are at Guadalupe Island. That's all right?
We're not going to get this one. I can't work in these conditions. Seriously. Everybody quiet, please. Here we go. Ready? On me.
Here we are at Guadalupe Island with Bob. Bob here is going to demonstrate how to swim with a white shark without a cage.
The Bob experiment is designed to show the divers how a great white shark might react to a human in the water. Most shark attacks fall in 2 categories. Mistaken identity, where the shark mistakes a human for prey and attacks violently. Or investigatory, where the shark is simply curious and the bite is more of a test. Will the sharks mistake Bob for prey and rush in and bite him? Or will they move cautiously? Will they sneak in from behind? Or meet him straight on? To get answers to those questions, Kat and John will observe and photograph Bob underwater, giving them a first-hand look at what they may be up against.
They were all curious. It was like a merry-go-round. They kept swimming round and round and round and coming back in and looking at it and then swimming away. Watching the mannequin in the water, what was interesting was that they didn't come after it like a freight train. They didn't come after it like this crazed monster ready to chew it up and devour it.
They just have this reputation of a man-eater. But watching them come in today with our mannequin Bob, they're really cautious. And they'll come in and they'll try and bite him, but not hard, you know, just kind of like a little bit. I mean, if they wanted to, they could totally tear him apart. Just like our cages, if they wanted to get in, they could totally take that cage and trash it.
I think this was a prime example of a shark coming up and testing something with its mouth. That's the only way he can do it. He comes up, takes a bite. Hey, this is hard, doesn't taste good. Kind of backs off and swims away. They're trying to figure out what that thing is hanging around in the water. Two of them came up and took a bite of it. It was hard, you know, for them to bite on. They kind of stopped and went away and kind of like figuring out what was wrong with their mouth. They swam away. But the interesting thing is they keep coming back to it over and over and over again.
Watching Bob today, I feel so much better about getting out of the cage with them. I learned that as long as you keep your eye on the shark and you defend yourself, you're okay.
Don't do it, Bob.
Don't just lay there dead.
And as one diver is about to find out, never take your eye off the shark.
I looked in front of me and just jaws right in my face.
Like clockwork, the sharks arrive at dawn. In 4 days, the team has already ID'd nearly 20 different animals.
There he is. Shark right there. There he is. Look at him. Big. Looks pretty big to me.
I think that Guadalupe Island for filming great white sharks is the best place. The visibility here and the consistency of sharks on a daily basis, you can't beat it anywhere.
Last year, Kat was nearly attacked by a mako shark in the Gulf of Mexico and survived an encounter with a great hammerhead off Florida. This year, her goal is even more extreme.
My goal on this trip is to get outside the cage and actually swim with the great white. People in general, like my friends and of course your family, they hear a great white shark and they say, oh my God, what are you, crazy? Everyone thinks you're absolutely nuts to do what you do. Yeah, my mom would kill me if she knew. I can't tell her until the show comes out.
For Kat, swimming with sharks is a far cry from her modeling days in New York City, where she once graced the pages of Cosmo, Glamour, and Vogue.
Before I got involved in shooting underwater and filming underwater, I was in New York modeling and doing TV commercials. And I used to watch Discovery Channel and see these documentaries being filmed and think, wow, that's so cool, I wish I could do that.
Come over here and poke your eye out.
I'm always the only girl on these expeditions, so I love it because I'm kind of one of the guys. I think the most challenging part about this trip is dealing with all my injuries. I had a really bad car accident with my dad and hurt my neck and also dislocated my jaw, so putting the regulator in has been really hard.
She has been diving consistently with this cast every day, not blow drying it correctly, and tearing the inserts out of the cast little by little as the days progress. And every time she does it, she goes, don't tell my doctor.